I've been single for 2.5 years. I just want to be loved. And I want to give the love that I have, and nobody wants.
I just asked a guy out at PetSmart, and I was rejected.
Y'all, when women get rejected, oh, it's deep. I don't know what it is, but we do not handle it well.
Why are men so afraid to approach women these days?
Because women are masters at making fake harassment allegations.
I refuse to keep pretending that I don't want to be in love.
So I was getting my snack and I gave a man a compliment and he just continued the conversation like I didn't say anything.
My name is David, I'm 30 years old, and the reason I popped the balloon is just because she's not my type.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Pearl Chronicle.
So I was getting my snack and I gave a man a compliment and he just continued the conversation like I didn't say anything. I am so shocked. All I said was, I like your shirt. And he didn't say anything. Nothing. He just continued the conversation like I didn't say shit. So whenever he got done talking, I just walked away. This is why I never give small compliments. It wasn't like, oh my God, you look attractive. Like, I like your shirt. You know, it was just like, hey, I can recognize a good quality shirt, you know? I'm just surprised and a little hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Women are finally experiencing what average men deal with every single day: awkwardness, rejection, and being ignored after trying to start a conversation. Men have been mocked for approaching for years, so now a lot of them just don't react anymore.
Y'all, when women get rejected, oh, it's deep. I don't know what it is, but we do not handle it well. Actually, I do know what it is, and I'm gonna tell you in this video. Women desire to be desired. Okay, that is something you're gonna see in every woman. She wants to be desired. Some people allow their desire to run them. Some people can harness their desire, but all women deep down want to be desired. And so when she's not desired or does not feel desirable, she takes that internally. I mean, it makes her sad. It can cause depression. It can cause anxiety. It can cause you to feel like you're not good enough. It can cause hopelessness. I mean, it gets very deep. Because of that, I think a lot of women don't put themselves out there. I think it boils down to one simple thing. That as women, we have to accept that looks matter. And we can fight it, we can argue it, but looks matter. And when a man's not attracted to us, it hits deep. Because most men are rejecting you because they're not attracted to you.
Modern women are finally realizing attraction is not unconditional. Men have standards too. Kevin Samuels warned that once men stop chasing blindly and start becoming selective, a lot of women would take that rejection very personally. And it's happening now.
This guy tries to talk to me, and then when I say no thank you or whatever, well, he wanted to get with me or whatever. And he asked me how many kids I got. And I told him how many kids I have. And I didn't say anything. But then, like, just conversating a little more, and I just was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And I said, no, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not interested. And he was like, oh, I don't want you anyway. You got 7 kids. And I said, no, we don't want you. We got, trust me, honey. We don't want you. At the end of the day, people think that's gonna break my poor little heart, and they think like I'm just gonna be sitting in the corner like, oh my God, I have 7 kids. What shall I do? Honey, we get into it.
Y'all know how people be saying, oh, he dodged the bullet or she dodged the bullet. Homie dodged the AK. He dodged the AK. And I'm sorry, you cannot be too choosy if you're a woman that comes with 7 kids. That is crazy. I don't care if women comment on the video saying, oh, she looked good for a woman with 7 kids. I wish I can look like that. I truly believe that she was hurt when he said, I don't want you because you have 7 kids. Because if that wasn't the case, she wouldn't have made a video about it. Everyone has their preferences. And if a man doesn't want to be a stepfather to a woman who has a football team of children, I don't blame them.
Why are men so afraid to approach women these days?
Because women are masters at making fake harassment allegations. A man that women find attractive versus non-attractive can say the same exact pickup line, but the non-attractive guy is going to be called a creep for doing that. That's the stupid part. And nowadays, there's too much risk attached to it. A man will get kicked out of a place or get trespassed just because he approached a woman and complimented her. It happens. You think I'm joking? You give women too much power, they're gonna abuse it.
And there are a lot of insecure men out there that really don't want to face the possibility of rejection, so they will never put themselves out there. But
that's true, but most men are not like that. And again, it boils down to the same thing. The juice ain't worth the squeeze no more.
on the other side, women need to learn how to reject men without being rude to them and having some grace about it. Like that's kind of a lost art, is rejecting someone in a generous way.
Wow, a woman that's not in delusion and takes accountability. She's 100% right. Women have lost the art of rejecting. It's not just about the guy approaching. That's the initiating phase. But then to complete that whole cycle, that's on the woman and how she handles it.
I just asked a guy out at PetSmart and I was rejected. Oh, it hurt so bad. He was so stinking hot. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Because even if he's like not attracted to me or if he's in a relationship or whatever, it will still feel good to be hit on and to like know someone is into you. But oh, that sucked. As soon as I got in my car, I wanted to start crying because nobody likes to be rejected. And he was so beautiful. But it's okay. Because if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
She just experienced what average men go through every week. The difference is, men usually get rejected with zero sympathy. Kevin Samuels warned that once men stop chasing and become selective, women would finally feel the reality of modern dating.
I've been single for 2.5 years. I just want to be loved. And I want to give the love that I have, and nobody wants it. Why doesn't anybody want to take the time to see that I'm valuable? I'm worth it.
It is completely normal to want to be loved, but it is not normal to want to be loved more than you want anything else. There's a lot of people in the comments justifying this type of behavior with she's young, she's young, she's young. First of all, I'm younger than her. I'm 22 years old. She's 23. Even I know that this behavior is dangerous, right? So I'm not speaking on this to bash her or to kick her while she's down or to say it's unnormal to be emotional. Showing this type of behavior online is making yourself an advertisement for abusive men. The only way you would ever be able to leave an abusive situation is to love yourself more than you love the other person. But when you show that you are extremely desperate for someone to come and love you, abusive people are going to see this as their playground. You are going to attract a narcissist. When you are desperate to be loved and you just finally want to be picked, you are going to attract a narcissist. Risa Tisa's story should have taught us all this. At 23, your main goal, drive, and aspiration in life should not be to be chosen by a man. It shouldn't be. And this is not judgment.
So I just wanted to say this, like, I understand that, like, pretty women joke about, like, men coming up to them and them acting crazy or, like, acting like they're incoherent. But I will say, I'm at this resort and this man came up to this girl and he wasn't the cutest, I will say. And she was a beautiful lady. He just tapped her on the shoulder to talk to her and she just started screaming like, ah! And it was like so fucked up and rude. I had to look at him and apologize on her behalf. Ladies, if you're not attracted to a guy, that's fine, but you never want to be somebody's 13th reason because that rejection sticks with somebody. Don't be a fucking asshole just because you're beautiful. Like, have some decorum, babes. You screaming in a public space is never going to be attractive. You just made yourself go from a 10 to a 4, the way you just treated that young man. And you know what, sir? I'm so sorry that even happened to you. If you see this, just know your time is coming.
I just got home from a bar and I tried to give this guy my number and I got rejected. I go to this bar probably like 3 to 4 times a week. I have been served by this man before, okay? And I would say for the last like few weeks, I've like noticed him and I was like, this guy's actually kind of cute. And I ordered the spritz and he made this like snide, sarcastic comment about like, so hard to make these spritz. And I was like, huh? But he was being like flirty and silly and coy. And I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? And he's like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, are you single? And he literally pregnant pauses. He goes, no. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you were cute, so I wanted to give you my number. He goes, oh, this was a good exercise. You have nothing to lose. Try it.
Notice how calm and respectful the guy was. He rejected her politely and even encouraged her confidence. Meanwhile, men get called creepy, weird, or embarrassing for approaching. That's why more men are stepping back from dating completely.
And then the problem is you're wearing a suit with Jordans.
Yeah.
You just didn't have dress shoes. That's what it's giving.
Well,
Okay, so let us know your name, how old you are, why you popped your balloon.
my name is David. I'm 30 years old. And the reason I popped the balloon is just because she's not my type. No disrespect.
What about me is not your type?
Put in consideration the fact that most women, after having their first child, that has a tone on their bodies.
Okay.
Right? So by looking at body type, I don't think she's the one for me.
I don't even know what that means. Okay, so my response to you is, no offense, sir, but real life you give uncle. And I'm very young, so I can't be with somebody who gives uncle. And then the problem is you're wearing a suit with Jordans.
Yeah.
But it's like, not like a cool style. It's like, you just didn't have dress shoes. That's what it's giving.
Well, it's unique.
No offense. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. So actually, I'm glad you popped your balloon because if I was on the other end, I would have popped mine too. But yeah, thank you.
Well, all I can say is good luck, and that's my own style. And I like
That's
it.
fine.
Right on.
Happy for you.
Okay.
Probably get a stylist, but.
I was at yoga this morning and there was a guy in my class who like starts chatting with me on my way out, and he's like 55. And I was like, okay, maybe he's just like bored. And we're kind of just on the sidewalk talking for a while. He's like asking me about my day and stuff. And I was like, where is this going? And then finally he just goes, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was gonna ask you out, but now that we're talking, I can see how young you are. And you kind of remind me of my niece. And I don't know how to bail from this situation. I was like, thank you for your honesty. Why don't we just shake hands and say, I'll see you back in class? And he was like, all right. But hey, now I have a new friend.
See how respectful that interaction was? The man approached politely, realized the age gap felt off, and backed away gracefully. Meanwhile, men are constantly painted as predators just for starting conversations.
To continue this cosplay of being single and happy because all the internet therapists say that I must love myself first. How bold of you to assume that I don't. You see, I've filled my cup so many times that it's become a fountain of self-love, but when will someone toss a penny into my wells wishing for me? Don't tell me that I have to stop looking for something in order to find it, that my soulmate will magically appear the moment I pretend to stop yearning for them. It's a ridiculous notion to believe that anyone who found love early in life did so because they weren't longing for it. Why do some people get it right the first time while others face heartache and consequence, and for what? Simply loving the wrong person? Because by your standards, every rejection is redirection, and every person that walks through my door is there for a reason or a season. But why do I have so many lessons to learn? Why must I sit idly by observing everyone else in love?
Modern women were sold the fantasy that career success and self-love would automatically attract lasting relationships. Now many are realizing love, family, and companionship actually take humility, cooperation, and timing, not just independence.
I often feel suffocated watching others take for granted what I so adamantly desire. Someone to sit with me on slow Sunday mornings, sipping coffee on the sofa as the rising sun slips through half-drawn blinds. Someone whose laughter joins mine in the quietest corners of this house, creating harmonies only we can hear. Someone to hold me on the days my body forgets what it means to feel safe and helps me rewrite the language of my skin. I don't remember the last time someone other than my own reflection uttered the words, I love you. And I know that I'm loved by my family and my friends, and most importantly, myself. But you see, platonic love can never replace intimacy. And intimacy requires that you be into me, not just in me. And I refuse to keep pretending that I don't want to be in love.
This is the part modern society lied about. Money independence, and self-love were never replacements for companionship, intimacy, and family. Kevin Samuels warned that eventually the loneliness would hit harder than the empowerment slogans.
These men are secretly competing with us. Or maybe it's not so much of a secret now. Maybe they're pretty open and obvious, and we know that they are competing with us. Did y'all see that video of that man saying, I see why Who Gonna Be the Men became very popular, because who are going to be the men, because all the men want to be women, or all the men want to compete with women. They don't want to compete in their masculine roles. They don't want to dominate masculinity. They literally want to dominate femininity. And one of his points was that, which I heard about this, my friend told me this, they have created a male version of the T-app competition. Remember when Shara 7 became really popular, and her thing is sprinkle sprinkle, and that man literally jumped on TikTok and was like drizzle drizzle? Why whenever we have something, y'all have to have that same something? Why can't you create your own things in your own field and have your own interest? Why does your growth have to bite off of what women do? Is it because you lack innovation? Because you lack creativity? Are you jealous of the intelligence that we have? Because the competition is obvious, and what's more sad is that y'all don't even care about being men anymore. You're not trying to be men. You literally just want to outdo women as women in their roles, in their positions. I don't know where this wave of hating women came from. I feel like
Men aren't competing with women. Men are responding to years of anti-male rhetoric and double standards. Women created spaces teaching each other how to finesse men financially, and now women are mad, men are
maybe it always existed and it's just a little bit more prominent now, or where men are more vocal about it because of videos and social media and the way that we can actually openly speak our minds now. I do believe to a certain extent men probably always hated women because women didn't have any rights. This is the most free that women have ever been, and it's like men are angry at us for it. It's like they're mad because we have freedom. It's like they're mad because we have rights. And because we have freedom, and because we have rights, and because certain violent acts against women are punishable by law, even though they're not always taken seriously, and depending on the men that you're dealing with, how far it goes, there's like this whole wave of men who don't desire to be men at all. And instead, they desire to compete with women in women fields. They could decide to compete with women in women-led roles. Instead of deciding to be men, they've chosen to be women, or at least act like women, or at least participate in women-led roles. So I guess the question of the century is, I guess we're not going to have any men. We're all going to be girls, and we're all going to be sisters, sister wives, since men have given up on trying to be men. As a healthy man, which I believe those still exist, this video isn't for you. So maybe we should stop allowing them to compete, and we should just allow them to join, since that's truly what their hearts desire anyway.
She says men hate women because women have freedom, but most men don't care about women working or having rights. Men are reacting to modern disrespect, double standards, anti-male rhetoric, family court issues, and constant shaming. That's why MGTOW keeps growing.
Need to stop this decenter men and recruiting other women to be bitter with you because you're mad because you don't get a certain type of treatment from dudes because you date men that don't like you. If you can't get no flowers, if you can't get no chocolate, if you can't get no date, if you can't get a certain type of treatment, that means that you're convenient and he don't like you. You don't have to decenter men. Go find dudes that actually like you, that actually want to give you a certain type of treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all sound crazy. Like, and then it's like y'all talking about decenter men. Like, who y'all gonna beg now? Who y'all gonna beg?
Y'all don't want to do the 4B movement in America because you can't close your legs. And I understand. I'm married, so you know what I mean? Like, but the girls in the continent of Asia that's doing the 4B movement, you in America, you can't do it because you can't stop having. You can't stop popping at cats. That's what it is. That's why the girls in America can't really stick together and do the 4B movement, because you can't stop playing with, you know what I'm trying. You can't stop allowing people to get up in there. You can't be celibate or abstinent. Like, that's really what it is. Because I don't believe in the 4B movement. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's just a waste of doing something. And don't nobody come to comments and be like, because I genuinely am not going to read them comments. But y'all know y'all not doing that 4B movement over here in the United States. Y'all like to party, club, bounce, pop that, put suppositories in afterwards. That's all y'all want to do. That's all y'all like to do. And I don't think y'all should be doing it. I think y'all should be focusing on yourself, cleansing yourself, having a come to Jesus moment. And if you want to still use your cat, I feel like you should just settle down and get ready to be married.
The 4B movement talk falls apart because most modern women don't actually want accountability or discipline. They want convenience, attention, and validation. Meanwhile, men embracing MGTOW are actually walking away, and that's why it's hitting women harder now. Anyway, that's enough for today. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and stay tuned for the next video.